Hello there, my name is Stephen Fleming and I'm running for USI President. I'd first like to apologise that I can't be with you this evening. I unfortunately have college commitments where I have to basically get my college work done. So unfortunately I couldn't make it out to Galway this evening. But I'm going to give you my speech and I please ask you to vote Stephen Fleming tonight. I speak to you today as someone who is passionate about the student movement. I'm someone who has been at the centre of the student movement for the past 4 years and have seen some of the great work that local and national union can achieve. But I would be lying to you if I was to say all is well in the student movement. Students feel a level of apathy with the student movement like never before. The failed election promises and the ongoing anti-democratic movements has combined to bring about enormous degrees of dissatisfaction and disconnect from the student body. The Union of Students in Ireland, USI, was founded in 1959 to promote and protect the rights of Irish students. It has, over its history, fought the Irish government and other bodies on issues of social justice. Yet these achievements lie in the distant past. Since then, the once rebellious, cantankerous, and domineering USI has become dull obedience and largely ineffective. The very notion that it is a representative body for over 250,000 students is farcical at best. If you were to ask a few friends, who are USI? Or who is the current president of USI? They wouldn't know. And even if they did, they wouldn't feel USI represented them. This is not to criticise Joe Connor, or the officer board, or any local MOs, but rather the method of election and the organisation itself. Those seeking office, like myself, face not the whole student body, but the student union councils, with no direct mandate or contact with those they reportedly represent. This coupled with the organisation's lack of presence or even mention on campuses makes them largely irrelevant institution to the average student. The only real mention one finds of them is during election time or when they organise a week-long congress to decide upon their plans for the student union, with 250 delegates on average coming together. These debates and elections are in name only, with the hard decisions having been made beforehand. The delegates merely vote as they're told. This is very much about one opinion politics and firmly stands against any principle of democracy. Because it suppresses the dissident voice and leaves the vast amount of students unrepresented. USI is only an extension of the culture that has become rampant in student union politics. The belief that to represent students, we must follow after the political parties, and like them, they must wear suits, have big conferences, and make important speeches. USI then seems nothing more than a stepping stone for the people involved to become a national or local politician. This attitude ignores the very principle upon which USI was founded. USI should be firmly rooted within the campuses of Ireland, with the regular students articulating their real concerns and hardships that affect them. So, is there hope for the student movements? Of course, but we must realise that we, the student movements, is only as powerful as its members. And we as student leaders must realise that our job is not to represent them, but to empower the students to represent themselves and to give them a platform to be heard. How would I make the changes needed if elected USI president? I would organise a national roadshow going across the whole of the country. This roadshow would engage with students on the ground, in their campuses where USI should be. And I would seek to get their voice heard, listening to them, hearing what they want from their student movements. This roadshow would go all the way across the campuses and engage directly with the students themselves. Once we've heard what the students want from their student movements, then I would seek an immediate constitutional review. This constitution would allow us to be able to put the student voice firmly back in charge of USI. The other thing that I would love to implement in USI is group committee structures. This will work to bring about effective lobbying, so that we have vast amount of experience, a vast amount of knowledge on our college campuses. This is about us getting into that knowledge and getting into that experience, bringing these people together so that we would be able to create great lobby documents, so that we don't just go to TDs and senators and the government and say, we want this and we want that, but that actually we are able to say, we want this and this is how you can do this. That we are the best and most effective lobby group in the country. And I see this as imperative to how USI works. This, backed up by marches or other things, other events, will make us one of the top lobbying groups within the country. So I ask you today to consider me as USI President, as the only real student running in this election. I ask you to vote Stephen, #1, for USI President. Thank you.